Hello ladies and gentlemen, Frost here, and we're going to be playing Sir Hammerlock's Big Game Hunt in Borderlands. Okay, now before we get started, if you do not want to hear a bunch of talking of how long it took me to get this build, and not build, sorry, the weapons for my build together, then you can just skip everything and go straight to the actual gameplay or the actual DLC. Um, and I will cut out all the crap that's like not needed. So if I die, I go back. That's what cuts mean. That's if you're new to my channel or new to what I do. That's basically what it means. Cuts means I get rid of the crap. Basically, the stuff if I have to go back and do something, or I don't know if I find some part was boring or not really worth being in there, I will cut it out. Anyways, so that's pretty much the basis of this playthrough. It's kind of like a walkthrough then, just because this is a story-driven game, and at the end of this will be all the first of all, this will be all the story missions first, and then I'll make like two separate videos doing all the side missions. Anyways, okay, so now for the people that have that will watch my previous video about me basically saying why it was delayed. This was delayed because I did say I'd do it, but I thought it'd be cool to do it with Krieg since he is a new DLC character. But that also came with a lot of challenges. One of those challenges being getting Krieg his gear, basically. I already had him up to level 61. His gear was decent, but the only thing I needed was a Psycho class mod. A legendary Psycho class mod. And I could not find it. I tried farming loot midgets. I could not farm that big-ass, whatever it's called, the tentacle monster that's farmed from Barkids. Tried farming him, but of course he wouldn't spawn just because little old me can't spawn that big-ass thing by myself. And my friends don't really like Borderlands anymore because they're douchebags. Anyways, so yeah, I went and for the last couple of days that's why I haven't really uploaded for a day or two, is because I was trying to find people on Borderlands. Basically, I just went into the party matching system and just kept going to groups of 3, and then I found someone who was Krieg, and I seen them. They had a legendary class mod on because you can tell by right there. So I just seen them, and of course I asked them for it, and they didn't respond. They were a bunch of assholes. So instead, I went to YouTube. A very kind place. I found a video that was talking about the legendary class mod. I looked down the comments, and lo and behold, someone had a class mod, which was awesome, and he was willing to do it too. But the coolest thing happened, and I'll talk more about what happened with the duping for that dude who gave me stuff. By the way, awesome dude. Super happy that he gave me stuff. But yeah, one of the reasons why I was gone was also because I have exams. I had exams, and it is summer right now, so I can upload a shit ton of videos, bring a lot of content to you guys, which I'm looking forward to doing. And another reason why I did this, I was planning to do The Last of Us. This is not even Borderlands related, but I was planning on doing The Last of Us or State of Decay or something like that. But then I realized that the new DLC for Borderlands is coming out next Tuesday, so next week, so very close. So I said, well, I gotta get this done before I even start this. So I have to get this done, then do the next DLC, then I'll do some other games. So you're gonna have a lot of Borderlands if you're waiting on my channel. Then I'll do The Last of Us. Anyway, not related to Borderlands though. I will be putting my points in here just to show you guys what I'm gonna build, and actually, no, let's do that right now. I want to put my points in, but first of all, guys, I'm not gonna give credit to, like, usually I give credit to well, here's the thing about giving credit. I don't like to give credit, say, if someone found out, like I go online, I see someone who's like, best way to kill this enemy, or insta-kill this enemy. I don't really like giving that person credit just because I don't know if you were the first one to do it. So if I give you credit and then some guy says, no, this guy said it first, and then I get in shit, and then it's like, well, I can't win. So yeah, I'm not gonna give the person credit. All the video that I did watch though, and I'm a fan of this dude. He's pretty good, makes really good Borderlands stuff, and but also another reason why I'm not going to say it was all him is because you're probably wondering who him is, but it's just this person, build, basically. I went on YouTube and found Krieg builds, and none of them are too impressive besides a couple two, which is the one I'm going to use. Which is funny because when Krieg first came out, I already kind of figured out what I was going to do with him. I was going to go down this tree and this tree, and I pretty much mapped out exactly what I thought would be amazing, and it was, because I looked at the gameplay videos and they were crazy good. And I did play him a little. But with the Psycho class mod, me not having it, it was kind of hard to actually get the full grasp of my build. But the only thing that the video that I watched helped with is the gear, which I will show you guys in a minute. Just because I know in my last walkthrough I didn't really show you guys the gear and the etc. stuff that I had. So yeah, I'm gonna try to show you guys all that and put the points in, etc. So we're gonna be focusing on melee, just because Krieg, that's pretty much his thing. He every character can be good with guns in this game, but Krieg's special thing is melee, so we're going to use that. And we're going to get this, because we need health, because that's pretty much what Krieg depends on. And we're going to need damage. for melee. And the reason why I'm not getting this or this is fire rate. Again, I'm not going to be shooting guns that often, and if I do, my guns already have decent fire rate on them. We're not going to be using this because we're going to be getting another talent at the very bottom that makes this meaningless. And with this extra health, this pretty much comes into effect. Like, you don't even need it from what I see. Like, I can get shot so many times and it'll be back already. Anyways, not important. So now we're going to get this. Max that out, which gives us a nice little bonus with the legendary Psycho mod. And then we're going to come down and we're going to get... okay, now here's the thing, guys. This is pretty good. It sparks off at... I think it's 20. If you're throwing them, it's around 3,000. Sorry, 300,000. And when you actually detonate yourself, it makes 2 million from what I've seen with having this maxed out. But now I'm kind of at kind of a confusion because, well, I have a North Fleet because I'll tell you about how I got all my gear later because usually I had the bare minimum for this guy, like a shotgun, and I needed a legendary class mod, but then I got so much more than I asked for, which I'll explain later when we're like running around in the actual DLC. Okay, so I'm not sure what I want to get now. Because explosives are not really good, because if you can see, I don't really use explosives. I have a Uncomb Herald, but the fire rate's so slow that it doesn't really matter, and it doesn't really hit anything. With Zero, it's a good weapon, but for him, it's not that good. And I'm assuming with the Gunzerker, this is good, just because Yodi Slayer's built. Anyways, doesn't matter. Oh, I'm talking too fast. Oh, I haven't done this in a while. Okay, I'm gonna get this. Max out that, why not? I never use this. I never use this at all, but it'd probably be cool to see what it does. Usually I get explosive. Anyways, we're gonna drop down and get this just because why not have some more fight for a lifetime? And we're gonna put the rest in stacks of Salt the Wound just because our main weapon is going to be the Ruby and this the Overmaker, which helps just I'll explain when we're actually applying it. And the best perk that he has, but also the freaking annoying is, and everyone agrees with that this perk is the shittiest freaking thing in the world. I have a mod, actually I have a thing that cranks it up to 350, 350 melee damage, but I don't really want to use it. But yeah, everyone hates it because you hit yourself in the face a lot more than 12%, at least it feels like it. Anyways, we're gonna get this, which is, what is it? Release the Beast, which just is amazing. Like, this can make you survive crazy, but when Krieg is not really good for fighting a raid. I'll talk about that later, right after I'm done this, actually. So yeah, that's our build for Mania, and we're going to go over to Hellborn, and we're going to get... Now this is one of the reasons why I wanted to get the Legendary Psycho class mod, just because it makes everything flow together almost. So we're going to get this. Not sure how much I really want to put in there, because I know... Geez, let's... That seems good, right? 60, 53, 53, yeah, it gives us 100... That gives us 100%. Awesome. Chance to light ourselves on fire. Well, once we get a kill. And then we're going to get a lot of resistance when we're on fire. Why the hell not? Then we're going to get this because we're speccing in melee. We want to have that resistance while we melee someone. So we're going to get that. And this. This helps us turn any sort of element into a fire. Basically, any element can ignite you. God, I'm stuttering. I'm stuttering. We're not gonna get this. Well, we may get this if we have any points left over, just because we already have something a little bit better on the other side. Another thing we're gonna get. Anyways, this. Now, I used to get this, but I kind of don't want to just because of this. The reason I got this is because it was hard as hell, especially if you didn't have this class mod that boosted it that much, which, by the way, is awesome. But the reason I didn't want it is because... sorry. The reason I really like to use it is because I could never light myself on fire, and it constantly, when I did, I wanted to keep it on, right? Because you get the resistance and everything else. So, but now I already have this, so I'm pretty much gonna ignite myself on fire almost instantly. So I'm gonna put 1 point into there. And now we're kind of at a standstill because I don't know what to put it. We're not gonna put it in there, even though that is a cool skill. It kind of just stops us from getting the job done, and so to speak, like meleeing and lighting people on fire. Yeah, we're built melee, and we're gonna be breathing fire instead. That's not good. And that thing does recharge very fast, so don't think it's gonna be like boom, melee a bunch, and then it's gonna be back. No, it's gonna keep every 15 seconds, comes by quick. I don't really know what to put it in, to be honest. I think we put it into this. What does it do? Increases melee damage. Hell yeah. Let's get 3 into there and put 1 in there. Oh shit. Well, we're putting 1 in there anyway. This is the best skill for Krieg. He only has like 2 or 3 heals, and this is the best one, especially if you have a Ruby on. It is not fair in the slightest, because the Ruby regenerates health through elemental damage, and this perk lets you do the same. So it's like having the Ruby and this perk stacked, which, by the way, maxed out looks like that. which is just phenomenal. It does like you can literally tank just about every badass. You can't really when Krieg's really bad against bosses, which is what I was gonna mention, but he's really not good against raid bosses. So I might have to get my Zero in here to help fight with him, which will be awkward. But like as long that's only gonna happen if I really can't get it done. Anyways, so now we're gonna get this, which is really cool. When you are on fire, you basically when you're on fire and you get hit, little balls of fireballs start springing off you and hit the enemy, which is cool. But there's also the only thing I don't like is that the fact that a bullet has to hit you. I would rather you just be on fire and they come off like spark off. But sadly, you have to get hit. Um, anyways, so now we have 3 points to just spend. Let's now one of the things we want to get is this. The reason why we want to get this is because our main weapon is the Orphan Maker, which is this. I'll show you my gear in a sec. It is that. But the reason why we need to get that is because the Orphan Maker clip, as you've seen, was very small. So this will let us shoot for days. It is extremely useful and it is great. I love it. And we got 2 points to spend. I'm not sure what I want to spend it on, to be honest. We could max that out, but Salt the Wounds is already pretty good as it is. It's only, well, 75. That's significant. Okay, now let's... how much do I get if I put it in there? I'm thinking on the spot here, guys. Sorry about that. 5, that's not that much. How much is this? It's 5 too, but we also get fire rate, so why not? Okay, so that is our build, guys. I hope it is decent. Hope we don't die quick and stuff. Never played with this, though. This will be interesting playing with it. Yeah. Okay. So that is it, guys. I don't play much into this just because, well, to be honest, Krieg, I like just, well, like Zero, the build that I use is really nice because it's like something you can relax with, and maybe you kind of have to think a little bit, but this build you really don't have to think that much at all. You can just kind of let the build do itself. That sounded weird. But this, you kind of have to be like on ball, you constantly have to be thinking and like thinking of like throwing a grenade, meleeing, shooting, like constantly chaining all these things together, which just, I'm not in the mood for like thinking, which doesn't sound great, but it's true. So yeah, that's why I'm not speccing into this at all. Blood Explosion is crazy, and with a bazooka you can do massive damage with something. If you want to know more about that, just type in Krieg and Pyro Pete the Invincible. I'm sure you'll find a video on it. I think that's the video I watched. Anyways, it was named something like that. No, I don't have any points. Okay, now my gear. I'm using the Ruby, like I said, because it heals you for like so much, and we're gonna have 2 shields that make our build come together. This is going to be this is cool. I think this is second on the actual crazy good shields kind of rating, if you want to call it that. If you don't know the shield, you'll see it in a sec. We'll use it, and once it's depleted, it causes like an aerial effect every time you melee someone. But then the thing that really shines is the where is it? This. I'll talk about that later. But this. Flame of the Firehawk. It constantly releases novas to just and it constantly gives your health back. But the reason why I say it's better than this is because the nova is constantly going off. You don't have to melee someone to spark this. You need to melee someone to spark this. You don't need to melee someone this. All you need to do is keep your shield down. Which, if you're Krieg, all his skills going down the center thing is. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I was cut. Anyways, like I said, the novas constantly keep proccing, and it constantly keeps getting just crazier and crazier. The rest of the stuff is pretty much shotguns. This is something that also it really holds our build together. This is awesome. I've never had a Norfleet. By the way, I'm just gonna quickly talk about this. I'm gonna talk about all this stuff, the awesome loot that I got in my inventory later. But I never had this before. It's really cool. A guy gave it to me. I'll talk about it later. I'm talking really fast. I can tell. Sorry about that. Because I'm trying to hurry this up so I can show the DLC. The Orphan Maker. This pretty much this took a while to get. By the way, I actually got this legitly, and it was a pain in the ass. But it does like around the same damage as a bazooka, like roughly around the same damage as a bazooka, like just with the ×4. Anyways, yeah, crazy good gun. Then we got this just to deal with the what's it called, the armored enemies, basically. Just because for Krieg, armored enemies are his kryptonite essentially, because they're like legitimately the worst enemy facing him. Like, the best thing that I can do when I'm facing them is either shoot them a bunch with this, or just go into berserk mode and tank the hell out of them with the damage of my melee. Yeah, so that's that. And then I got this, which the only reason I'm using this is because, like I said, yeah, this is better, but it also is annoying. It constantly starts proccing like fire novas, and I probably will switch back to it if I ever feel like I want to kick more ass. And then I got this. It's a non-elemental resistance, bunch of different resistance. But I like the non-elemental resistance just because, well, Krieg already does a massive amount of resistance. Adding another 25 is just gonna be, or sorry, 20 is gonna be crazy good. Because all the skills do resistance, like the fire being on fire resistance, and going into your berserk rampage gives you resistance as well. Anyways, then we have this and a bunch of other grenades that yeah, we got this, which, I don't know, his heals mostly come from elemental damage, so this thing is meaningless. The slag I'll keep around just in case, because I really don't have another slag weapon besides the ruby, which is kind of enough, I guess. And yeah, these are the shields I have, everything in my inventory. Hopefully I'm not going too fast. And all the like legendary loot that you probably, if you watched my other walkthrough of the campaign, you probably noticed I'd have some new loot here, like legendaries. I will talk about that later, but like I said, I'll probably be talking about that when I'm walking or something like that, like when we're walking around in the DLC. And yeah, if you want to see my badass rank, it's that. It's health and shields and etc. I think that's it. That's all I want to talk about. We just made our build, and yeah. Actually, you know, guys, I want to do one thing before we start this. I want to get my favorite mask for Krieg, which is going to take a lot of farming, but I just realized my build is incomplete without that hat. So we'll be back in hopefully a second if I can merge two videos together. If not, then well, sometimes the editing stuff is just a little bit off. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to stop here, guys, and we're going to continue. Hopefully I can merge these videos, and it'll be a second for you. If not, I'm sorry, you have to click on another video. Anyways, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the build, and we will be getting on the DLC in a sec. And yeah. And we'll be able to test all my build out in the actual DLC, so you guys can see the true mayhem that it causes, or the complete and utter fail that this build does occur. But I think it's going to do pretty well. Anyways, thanks for watching, and see you. Hey guys, I just got the head for Psycho, the one that I was just talking about. Hopefully I can merge this with the video that, yeah, hopefully it works. But anyway, one thing that I want to tell you guys, if you're trying to farm for Krieg's torque head, use Krieg. You can't like say if you have a character, like I have a character that's already completed the torque campaign, so I just tried to use him to farm for it. It did not work from what it looked like. I did it like 100 times, took 2 hours of farming, and then I finally switched to Krieg and just kind of played the DLC a little bit until I was up to the point where I could get a torqued machine, and I just kept farming it. Second try I got the head, but I farmed it like millions of times. It did not work on Zero, the one I already beat the game with. I went to like 4 different torque machines, could not find his head. So I'm assuming only, but the thing that was weird is that I knew DLC characters could do it because I seen Gage's head like 100 times. I seen the Combo, I seen Gunzerker, I seen everyone's except for Krieg's. If I'm wrong on this, guys, say it in the comments, tell me. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say is this: just that if you're farming for Krieg's head, then just use this. Not use this. Sorry, use Krieg, and yeah, you should be fine. Another thing, guys, that's a pretty decent amount of videos, like 17 minutes. I'm not sure how much it will be when I try to cut it down. But, yeah, I hope that this is cool. This is an introduction to Sir Hammerlock's Big Game Hunt, my build that I'm going to be running with, and etc. And, you know, let's go ahead and put this head on. Because hopefully I didn't just grab the wrong head and I have to go do it again. Heads. Nope. No, this one's creepy. If you look inside, you can see his creepy smile. If he stops moving his head. See that? He has a really big smile in there, and it's creepy. Inside the little slit there. Anyways, nope. 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 Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Well, let's give him a new skin, maybe. Let's see what we got. That was a legendary one I got, I think. No thank you. Pink, not my thing. I'd say the pink doesn't look good on some people. Okay, yeah, guys, that took a long time. If I came back a little like less jacked and shit, that's probably why. It just took a long time. I'll perk up in a minute. But yeah, nothing crazy. I like this. This is my favorite mask for Krieg's. I also want to try out that what is it called? The mask from Mr. Pirate's Booty DLC, whatever the hell it's called. Yeah, cause
Hello?
what?
Can you hear me?
What the shit? That's weird. That was really weird. That one looks fine. Yeah, perfect. Let's use that one. I'm not a fan of red, but hey. Um, okay, we're ready.
I demand food!
Anyways, so yeah, guys, we're gonna begin in the next part. Is that all I want to say? Yep, that's all I want to say, guys. Alright, guys, see you in the next part where we actually start the game. This was the introduction to my thing. Yeah, you guys get it. Okay, see you in a sec.